Welcome. I'm Morgan Smith. We are live from Walk-Ons. We got Tony Langford on the end. We got Coach Eric Poe, Timmy Marks, Courtney Cheatham. And I don't think we've really got a chance to chop it up since Florida. How was it?
It was a great experience for our organization, great experience for the kids. You know, it was an eye-opening experience to actually see football at that level. You know, we're so used to everything going on around here in town and, you know, Dallas, Houston. But when you see a national level like that, it's a very humbling experience.
Yeah. So where are these teams, where are they from? All over the country?
All over the country, Morgan, man. You got teams from El Paso, from New Mexico, from California, New Jersey. I mean, you name it, they got it up there, man.
Wow.
It's a bunch. It was over, 350 teams there?
No, it was 217.
217.
What?
217.
Dang, Tony, we need to start building hotels close to wherever this place is.
They have it.
So I happened to we went to, what is that, Disney World. We went to Disney World, and we were staying in one of the places, the sports theme one, and this is probably 2 or 3 years ago. And there were all these kids, these football players there, and they look like middle school kids to me.
That's what I was about to ask. I bet y'all seen some serious athletes.
Man, it was one guy on the 12U team. He was like, what, 6'6", like 315 pounds?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm telling you, bro. He
said, I just turned 13. His voice was so crackly. He's like, this is amazing.
Drew, one of my boys had a kid on about the same age named Keontre. I mean, it's 7-8 years ago. He was about 300, about 6'3", 6'4".
You're getting some kind of turn that down. Yeah, that was yours, Tony. Always messing our stuff up.
Always.
I was wondering this thing there. They're over looking at me like, oh, where's this noise coming from?
But he was here in Texarkana. I don't remember his last name, but he was like 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", same age, around 300 pounds. He was a big old boy.
I wonder what guy that was. I'm pretty sure we know who he is. You might know him by a nickname.
He was on the Longhorns.
Okay, Longhorns, so that would be something.
It was Donnie Kelly's team.
Yeah, Donnie and Kevin Greer.
Yeah, big old boy.
Salute to those guys.
Anybody just sticks out that y'all are like, what team won it all?
Well, actually, you had different age groups.
Division channels. Like, so you had like the D1, the D2, and then you had like the All-Stars. I guess it would be at the end. But I'm not sure who won it for the D2 version because we were so focused on, after the football games, we were trying to get kids taken care of and stuff like that. So we didn't get to watch a lot of it. Most of the time, we was in the lab most of the time. We was in the lab. Making plans, trying to do film study and everything. So.
Oh, you don't, man, I go down there and coach baseball. You don't get any rest, man. You don't get to enjoy the beach. You don't get to do nothing.
Man, trust me, we got to see the beach the last day before we left.
It was cold.
It was cold, man. It was cold.
And salty as one of our kids.
Man.
He said, I'm sick.
I almost had high blood pressure coming out of there.
It's a great atmosphere, though.
My kids seen some dolphins and yelled out, "Shark, shark!"
Like the kids enjoy the experience.
Oh yeah, man, they loved it, man. I believe they did. I mean, we got some grateful young men, so it made it a whole lot easier for us because with the group of kids that we had, they were real respectful. They had their ups and downs to their kids at the end of the day. But as far as the overall experience, man, I'll take those kids anywhere with me again. Me and Coach Courtney really loved them, and Coach Chris, who's not here today, but. Man, we love the group of kids, and I know Coach Poe and them is well in their household. So,
hey, man, I don't know how long y'all been coaching, but when them kids start getting older and they start signing, playing college ball and stuff like that, that's when it really becomes worth it, man. You start seeing what kind of kids they become, what kind of young men. I'm probably a little older than some of you, and I'm at that age right. Well, maybe not you, but but I'm at that age though where the kids I coached are starting to become young men, and you sit there, you'll be sitting in there eating. They'll come in there in their baseball suits, and it's just fun to watch.
No matter what, no matter how old they get, they coach. They say coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. J.L. Armstrong, my first little league coach, dude, he was so hard on me. Like ridiculously hard on me. Dude, out of every coach I've ever been coached by, my first coach, the league coach, I'll never forget him. I can tell you right now where he lives at, his address. I don't know how. Hadn't been there in 25 years, probably longer than that, but I just still remember it. It was such a good experience,
That comes from the hard work and dedication that he sees inside of you and brings that potential out in each kid. So once a coach sees that, that's what he aims to do, get the best out of the kid. And like you say, when they ride you hard and they say your name every play, that means they like you.
Yeah.
When they stop saying your name, that's when you get worried
You
about
gotta
it.
get worried about it. Absolutely.
Yeah, that is true.
I agree with that, Coach Poe. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So
I remember I broke my wrist by his house playing football on the street, and he wouldn't let me quit until I quit crying. He's like, "No, you're gonna stay out here till you quit crying."
And then let you.
All right then. Hey, breaking your wrist hurts.
And I thought I was tough.
He didn't play any games, but man, I tell you, that little league team I was on. You know how everybody kind of scatters when you get into middle school, but we played from 1st to 5th grade, I think, and then we started. Middle school, 6th grade, right?
Yeah.
Dude, we had like 25 players. I think like 18 of us went and played college ball. All in football is crazy.
That's good.
You know,
That's real good.
But you look at some of those other teams coming up. It's like, man, when they get middle school, half of them may drop off. When they get in high school, the other half of the half drop off. And there's really, not a whole lot left.
But, you still watch some kids, too, even some of the ones that don't go on to play college ball. It keeps them out of trouble.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even if they don't do much with it, man, most of them kids are out getting a good job or going to school for something else, man. I mean, sports really keeps them kids out of trouble.
You learn to be disciplined. And the main thing is you learn to be coachable. Like, I was telling somebody this the other day, like, I can take this all the way back to 1st, 2nd grade. JL, I'd never been yelled at before. And JL would light your ass up.
Yeah.
And if he's watching, he's probably laughing right now. He says he watches all the time. I'm telling you right now, you really can't gonna say nothing to me that's gonna bother you know what I mean? Because trust me, I've had worse said to me. But a lot of these kids now, I mean, I notice it. I'm coaching like PGYA stuff, so I mean, I can really only yell at my kid. But you see it now, like some of these kids don't.
No, they don't.
They are not coachable. No, I'm not saying anybody on my team. I just know you can literally see, like, did you just yell at me?
Right.
Some
kids get upset and walk off.
yeah, like so like as Coach Poe and Coach Courtney know, I don't coach my own kids. I coached them 1 year. I said I'd never coach them again.
Right.
Because if it's different between daddy ball and then you got coaches once they reach the age where in high school or middle school. You ain't gonna be out there on the field no way. Right. So you got to learn it. You got to teach them how to be coachable at the end of the day.
Later on, and I don't know anybody that's successful by themselves. You have to work with other people.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the game of football, more than any other game, teaches that.
Right.
Well, I talked to my dad. Had a conversation with him, and one of his things, he was like, we always busy on teaching skills, fundamental, but sometimes you got to step away and be a mentor because you never know what the child is going through at home.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
So, sometimes, you got to just talk to the child to see where they at.
Yeah, when we started Game Day, I guess I'd been away from kids for a while, and I kind of forgot that. You see them on Instagram and stuff, and you're like, man, they're balling, and then you get to know them, and you're like, man, it can be tough,
I'll tell you something you see too is there's a lot of single moms out there and a lot of dads that aren't involved, and what I've ran into the most is that, and trying to step up and help keep up with grades and stuff of that nature, because my mom was a single mom, and I'll tell you I wasn't listening, and so it is nice to have a coach be able to talk to them at practice, whatever. Hey, you need to quit acting like that and get it done.
At the end of the day, that's what we're here for. We don't get paid. We volunteer our time. We give our services to a number of kids, a number of parents. You have some parents that can't make it because of the schedule that they work, so they need a ride.
Yeah.
So you have to go split your coaching duties into several parts. Like you say, become a mentor. You're a dad to some of them. You're an uncle to some of them. You're a friend to some of them. And also like the coaches on my staff, we always make sure at the end of practice, we'll say, if nobody told you today, we'll tell you. We love you.
I've heard you say that before. So.
And I don't care what anybody says too. When boys get to a certain age, they just don't listen to mom like they listen to a father figure or a father or whoever. They just don't.
Right.
And anybody tells you that, I mean, I'm not saying, kudos to great moms out there doing their job, but they get 12, 13 years old. Young boys are hard to deal with. When
like I had a great dad, but I learned discipline from sports. Mm-hmm. I can't ever remember. I don't even know if we've ever had an argument, which evidently is extremely rare. But we probably didn't have an argument because he wasn't on me like he should have been. You know what I mean? But sports keeps you out of trouble. But speaking of that, what's next for you guys? What are y'all working on?
Well, right now we're in basketball. You know, I run the Texarkana Mustangs, and Texarkana Mustangs partner with the Texarkana Raiders.
Right.
So we play this Saturday, starting at 1 o'clock, Ashdown Junior High. We play all the way up to 5 o'clock. We got from 1st grade to 8th grade girls. So yeah,
What's up?
That Cap's blaspheme up here, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, so he was thinking that too.
You ought to go to his house.
Oh no!
oh yeah, man. Hey, I bought this just
He's got a Redskins hat on. By the
He
way.
almost turned me into a Redskins
football team.
fan. All that stuff I
Football
seen.
team.
Hey, I bet you when he plays Madden, he don't pick with he don't pick well, he don't pick the football team.
Yeah, he do.
Does he really? You can find me online. I'll beat you by 100 if you got the Redskins.
Man, you ain't got a game like that, boy.
I just finished making 5 people quit before we came over. I only play about a half a quarter. No, I'll give myself till halftime, but they typically 90% people quit.
I help make the game, man.
No, hey,
Right there.
I run one play, you can't stop it. Now, if you could score, I mean, I ain't gonna be able to stop you either. But
If he's using Washington, he's using like the legends, you know.
Doug Williams.
No.
But as far as like the football side, we're going through summer workouts. We're about to start here like the 2nd week of March. We plan to try to do the 2nd annual skills and drills camp like we did last year.
oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so we're going to try to get back into that also. Try to do some more recruiting. Not only kids in Texarkana, but we're trying to do the surrounding areas, you know, from 30 West, 30 East. You know what I mean? Doesn't even matter to us all the way to Louisville, Arkansas, Stamps area. We're trying to get out there and recruit heavily from seeing the national level and what it is. We actually need more and more kids to want to play on the national level.
You know, I really do think state championships, big-time programs, you look at the prime one right now I'm going to look at is North Shore and Duncanville. All right, they're winning year in, year out. The common denominator is they have great. There was nothing to do with the school, but there's a group of men that have really great Little League programs in that area. It keeps the kids in that area, too.
Right.
You know, so a lot of the success we're going to be seeing years to come will be attributed to you guys.
We appreciate it.
Even though nobody will tell you, I'm going to tell you.
Thank you.
I agree 100%.
We appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Well, God, what you got for us?
All righty. Well, knowing that you guys had came out to Slim Chickens and, you know, blessed our children and blessed our organization with the opportunity to go to Florida and be comfortable going to Florida. So in return, me and my guys, we got together and we decided to get you guys some appreciation awards. And this one here is to Mr. Tony Langford. I'll read it. It says, Texarkana Raiders presented to Langford Roofing, Mr. Tony Langford, in appreciation of your support and sponsorship of the Texarkana Raiders 2020. It has his logo and also has the AYF National Championship logo.
Hey,
To you, sir.
We appreciate it, and man, I'll tell you, we're more than happy to do it.
Appreciate it.
Wasn't a question. It's it's
Thank
about
you.
a 10-second question, man. So
Thank you.
Yeah, I was excited for your kids. I actually was a part of a Little League team that didn't get to go. Ours was in Dallas, and we couldn't even afford to go to Dallas.
Man.
And I don't know why, so I've always kind of remembered that. And we were really good, but I was happy your kids were able to go. And, you know, Tony gives a lot of money and time to a lot of organizations. We were talking about that earlier. I don't know that I've ever actually had someone get us anything. And so we appreciate you guys.
We'll take
for thinking
honor in being the first guys. We'll take honor in that.
Appreciate it, guys.
Oh, what we got here, same plaque, you know, but it's presented to you, Mr. Morgan. I mean, you stayed in contact with me day in, day out, you know, about, you know, what we needed, trailers, if we needed anything like that. And then you even told me about your friend who had a trailer for us, and we pulled it down there, and I took care of it. We did best we could, clean it out for him and everything. And this one, it says the same thing, in appreciation of your support and sponsorship of the Texarkana Raiders. It has the Texarkana Gameday logo on there and the AYF National Championship logo as well, and it's presented to you.
Appreciate
we just
you
want to
guys,
appreciate
man.
you for everything that you've done for
Thank
us.
y'all for doing this.
No, man, I'm not proud.
absolutely.
I was excited for your kids. I'm excited that, you know, we have some great men leading them. You know, a lot of the issues we're probably having right now in Texarkana,
Right.
Little League takes care of a lot of that.
Well, you know, guys, for me, the reason it's easy for me to do, and I don't mind, and I enjoy doing it, is because to go down to Florida, a lot of kids don't get to just go down to Florida. You know, a lot of people that get to go take that for granted. You know, I mean, they do. Some people don't realize. Some people, you know, when I lived in Memphis, half my friends never left Memphis. I mean, that's the truth, you know, and you watch these kids get to go down and be in a group of kids to play football, man. You know, I mean, you know, that's worth $1 million to me.
And
you know?
I think it gives them great perspective on where they are as an athlete. And, like, you know, you get stuck into, if you just mess with Texarkana area, there's a big world out there.
Oh, yeah.
And like being the best in Texarkana doesn't mean a whole lot. There's a big world out there with great athletes.
Right.
And appreciate you guys for putting in y'all's time.
Appreciate you.
Making a difference in this community. And y'all need anything, let us know.
And man, and the older they get, you'll see how much y'all making a difference. I promise you.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Most definitely.
Well, Morgan, I need a gym for my kids to practice in, man. We have to practice outside because, everything going on.
Y'all practicing outside right now?
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
We got a group practicing right now, first and second graders.
But it don't stop, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever for the kids, we just got to do it.
Right. That's why we're here.
I'll see what I can do on that. I got a lot of contacts. I'll find out for you. Let's do this. Let's take a quick commercial break. We appreciate you guys. We'll be right back in a couple minutes.
All right.
Welcome back. Adam Jay Davis, Billy Lavender. How you guys been?
Been well. And glad to get back to talking about some sports.
Oh, I know.
It's been a while.
We got to do something big for Super Bowl. I don't know, with Super Bowl week, we got to do something big. We got to have Tony make a pick so we can all just bet against it.
Yeah.
Be sure to win.
After last weekend, that would be a good choice.
You didn't have the right ones.
Well, I got three of them right, but the one that I wanted to get right was, it is what it is.
Didn't work out for you. Billy, what's going on Texas basketball?
Man, I tell you what, they've had a lot of tough games in a row, and they just can't seem to get over the hump. I think we figured it out the other day with Coach Skinner before the last game that it went to overtime as well, is they had lost like 4 games by a total of 7 points, and their last 2 games have gone to overtime. They've lost both of them and just can't, that one shot that they need at the end or so. He had played Sulphur Springs, typically a really, really good program, and they are again this year, but got down to where we had the ball with 8 seconds left and just couldn't finish, and so went to overtime. They hit like 11 of 12 free throws, and we hadn't been hitting our free throws. That's been a costly deal. But I mean, kids are playing really, really hard, and they're being coached up, and just it'll start falling for them.
Somebody asked me, he was like, man, is that guy coach out there? And I was like, no. And he was like,
who, me?
Yeah, they were like,
the only time I answer yes is when I'm going in a game on the road and I've got all the stuff, and they say, going in, coach, and I go, yes, ma'am.
This is a complete joke, what I'm about to say, but it was funny.
I'm glad you started it like that.
They were like, man, if this was a college program, the NCAA would be looking into this guy.
No, that's they do have to run through McDonald's and get a burger. That's a Tennessee joke if you've seen what's been in the Tennessee. They're going through Whataburger and getting sacks of money. No.
Derek Brown got a Tennessee offer yet?
No. He's waiting on that Tennessee offer.
Hey, if he does, that's number 14.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he gets an offer from
I'm going on the recruiting visit with him.
Yeah, I'd be hey, man, y'all gonna offer me or what, man? It's in my bag. Hey, matter of fact, Frank, pull up the artwork for us. Derek Brown artwork. So today he was offered by Penn State, TCU. I just got a text from him. Just offered by Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Man, it's fun.
Yeah.
Having players like this in there. Here next segment, we're going to have Clayton Smith on going to Oklahoma. And he's like the last one of that senior group who hasn't left for college yet.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, look at this list. Derek Brown, Baylor, what is that? University of Texas, San Antonio, SMU, Oklahoma. Well, y'all can read it. You're
Kansas,
watching.
Okie State.
Now, is Brown a senior?
He's a junior.
No, Derek Brown is a junior, and Braylon Stewart's a junior, and he's starting to get his also.
I was going to say, he's missing one that I'm expecting him to take.
I saw him take a picture today with the horns down. I don't know if you saw that.
And we do that at Arkansas too. So,
hey, y'all, them graphics look good. Them pictures.
Yeah,
no
doubt.
Your boy took.
You do that?
Y'all know. Nah, man of many talents. Man of many talents.
That does look good.
No, I went back and looked at some of his huddle film today, and even though the game didn't end the way it wanted to, but during the Crosby game, there was one play where he went in, was held, and did basically a twist, and then went and got the sack.
I have a picture of him where he caught that dude from behind, and had him in a headlock, taking it down.
But he's gonna be fun to watch next year.
Good kid. Yeah, he works extremely hard. He's got an upside to him too, and his frame can hold a little bit more, and he'll have a really good summer, really good off season.
Man, that kid's gonna put on 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like I stayed away from high school football till the year Longview won state. So what was that, 2 years ago? 2 seasons? Anyway. It appears to me like that group with Landon, Marcus, Nick, Clayton, they brought a lot of these schools that normally wouldn't evidently be coming to Texarkana. And a lot of these kids are getting, and I don't mean just the D1 kids, like Derek Brown is he was going to get them. Mm-hmm. But I mean like these
Trey Roberts. Trey Roberts just committed just a minute ago. I sent you a deal, and I didn't even, it was Northwestern, I can't remember the name, Midwestern State, I think is what it is, but I just sent it to you, and that's the kind that I sent it on
something I don't use.
No, yes.
Twitter. Yeah, that's probably
U.S. mail. U.S. mail.
But no, that's the thing, and that's what you'll hear Coach Stanford talk about. I mean, those D1 guys are going to get their due, but they bring in and people are watching them and see this receiver Trey Roberts just flying, scoring touchdowns, and say, "Hey, who's that kid? I want and start that kind of starts the deal." But you're seeing a lot of those ripple effects going, and I'm going to tell you what I think. It was the best thing for Derek Brown, and that's who the guy's going to be on next is Clayton Smith, because he sees that work ethic. He sees the progression. If you don't have that guy above you, you may think, oh, man, I can't make it to OU. I can't make it to Arkansas. I can't make it to Texas. I can't make Baylor or whatever. But seeing what Clayton's done and seeing the other guys in Texarkana, you start saying, hey, I can do that too. And I mean, this kid that's going to be on next, Clayton. I mean, that's who. If Trey Lavender had that kind of ability, I would say, hey, watch that guy.
Yeah.
That's who you ought to model yourself after.
Yeah, I saw something this week that said if you've got $1 million dreams, but you've got minimum wage ethics, you're not going to get
That's
that.
right.
And so that's why it's good to see someone who's had success, and it took hard work to get him to that point. And Clayton's definitely put it in his time.
Yeah, and another guy that we're going to talk to, James Hawkins, who's his position coach and co-DC. That's another reason that, I mean, I say Clayton Smith, but man, I mean, there's a stable of DNs too coming up, and they're coached really, 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 really hard. And if people were to go out to their practices, they may say, I don't know that they should. Those kids respect those coaches, and not only Coach Hawkins, but the other defensive guys. But that's, I mean, it's a big deal.
Have you ever seen so many defensive players come out of one area?
That's what I was just about, defensive linemen specifically. It's like, golly.
Man, if you made one team at the top,
hey, there was something in the water and it passed by my house.
Hey, you can say what you want.
You were on the wrong mail route.
Yeah.
I'll say this about his boy though. He's not big, but man, he gives it everything he's got. Man.
Who you talking about?
Trey, his boy.
Oh yeah.
In baseball, he goes out there and makes plays.
I'm gonna watch some baseball games this year.
Yeah, he goes out there and makes plays.
Ready
He's a
for some
hustler,
baseball.
Man. He looks just like his dad too.
That's the only problem.
That's the downside.
Thank God he acts like his mom.
That is a blessing.
Let's do this. Let's take a 1-minute break. We'll be right back with Clayton Smith. We are back. We got my man Clayton Smith with us, University of Texas commit.
Anyways, University of Oklahoma commit.
So, man, you leave for college tomorrow.
Yeah, no, Saturday morning.
Saturday morning?
Yeah.
Man, I'm happy for you, dude.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'm really excited to get up there, and I've never been to a game in Norman. I've never even been to Norman.
I haven't either. I don't know nothing about it.
Oh, yeah, I got to catch one. This is
No,
nice.
we're going to come watch you play, man, no doubt.
Yeah, I hope y'all win every game but 2 every year.
Texas and
Texas. I want to play in the championship too.
I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know. Y'all going to call me a traitor. I have no ties to Texas anymore.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not one single tie.
That's what I'm talking about.
Converted him. Dang,
So-
dude.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna be an Oklahoma, LSU, A&M fan, Oklahoma
sir.
State fan next year. But my loyalty goes to field passes.
So listen, I have been working out extremely hard at Anytime Fitness, and I keep looking at my arms and Clayton's arms, and I'm going to stop working out.
Well, he wears that bodysuit.
That's it.
Especially
Definitely
about 2 years from now, it's really going to be noticeable.
Well, it's all this. I got it beat on this gut deal.
All right, Clayton. I've got you. I went and did some little research on you. That got you in there to about 225, 230. Is that about right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you're going to have to get your weight up to next 6 months or so?
My comfortable playing weight, they say, is about 245, 250. But I want to do that, and you know what I'm saying, keep my flexibility, keep my speed. So if I can do that, that'd be perfect.
Did they plan on keeping you at linebacker?
I'm going to be playing a lot of positions, inside,
'Cause
outside.
That's still big for a linebacker.
Yeah.
245, big boy.
I mean, there are players in the NFL that aren't that big.
I know,
Yeah.
So what's a perfect scenario for you? I'm assuming they're going to have to utilize you on offense some, right?
Yeah, it's been talking of me playing receiver. You know what I'm saying? Little goal line package here and there.
I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
You're in on that,
That
aren't
little
you?
jump ball in the corner.
Exactly.
You know who Malcolm Kelly is?
Yeah. Oh, you guy?
Oh, you
Yeah,
legend.
man. I went to school with him, and I saw they were doing his freestyle the other day. Dude, that thing's been hitting on YouTube forever.
Yep.
The teams up there hits a freestyle after they won the other day. I mean, it's just classic. Probably the best ever. I mean, I don't think a sports freestyle of all time.
Yeah. Smoothie's up there with it too, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That thing keeps rolling.
You know, Smoothie can do his thing, but I mean, they had just won a big bowl game.
Yeah.
And he comes in and breaks. I'm just, shout out
Orange
Malcolm
Bowl,
Kelly.
I think.
That was big time. I
didn't know he went.
Clayton, I plan to see that from you.
There you go.
You got a high bar to reach on that.
I'd take a few touchdown celebrations.
Yeah, I could give you some celebrations. Freestyle.
So, man, tell me about normally. What is college life, you think, going to be like for you? What is it like? I can't wait till next year to have you guys back on and be like, man, so what is it like?
Yeah, I mean, from the outside looking in, it looks like it's going to be a really fun time in Norman. I'm surrounded by a lot of great people, a lot of great teammates, you know what I'm saying, a great college town, and it's just going to be a lot of talent coming in. We're going to be ready to win the championship.
You know who your roommate is yet?
Cody Jackson.
Who is Cody Jackson?
He's a receiver from Foster High School in Richmond, Texas.
He must be good. Heard of him.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Well, there's a professor there named Jana Martin, and the last, I think, 4, maybe 5 years, I've bought about 2 of her classes some cookie sheet cakes because they have given an L to the University of Texas. And so if in the event that Oklahoma does win again next year, I'm going to want you to at least get some of the cake that I bought.
I got you.
I got you. For that.
All right, can you make me a deal, though?
Okay.
All right. So if I get a sack in the game, I got to get my own cookie cake.
I can do that.
All right, cool.
Against Texas, I'm not going to give you a cookie cake for every
I
game
got
you play.
you.
All right, okay, all right, I'll do that.
Just no McDonald's bags. Speaking of McDonald's bags, I shouldn't have even said that.
You got one under there?
No, but dude, Derek, man, we got offers coming in every hour.
I told y'all last year he's gonna be the truth.
So you've been through the recruiting process. Why is all this happening like this week, the last couple of weeks? It seems like.
I'd say for him, every school that didn't take a chance on me, they're gonna take a chance on him. And plus, he's more explosive than I was my junior year. You know what I'm saying? He's got the same frame as me. His arms are longer, so more room to build. And I mean, if you're a school looking at what I turned into, why wouldn't you take that chance on Derek?
So he got off from Oklahoma. Why ain't he committed yet?
Oh, he will. Be patient.
You think so?
Patient.
Clayton, how would it feel playing college ball with one of your teammates?
Oh man, it'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? To dominate Texarkana like we did, and then dominate up there. We got to get the 30 for 30 for that.
Oh, yeah.
Holler at your boy. I'll make that happen. I don't know how good it's going to be. We'll sure get something out there.
Well, I know that you've got a lot of excitement and even some anxiety, but what have the coaches said to you to sort of try to keep that in check?
Nothing. I think if anything, they try to make it worse because with Ronnie Perkins entering the draft, they said I moved up on the depth chart, so I need to be coming in ready to work. But I mean, I love the pressure. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be here today without pressure. So
we might get to see you some next year.
Yeah. That's the plan.
You're a top 10 player in the state of Texas. You can go play in Oklahoma.
Absolutely. That's great.
Speaking of,
y'all ain't gonna laugh at my joke. All right.
That would have been great if you would have
Y'all
said
didn't
Arkansas.
comprehend it, is what it was.
I got it.
All right, yeah.
Speaking of,
they just don't think as fast as we do.
a couple of accolades here lately. Whataburger and no kin to the Whataburger deal in Tennessee that they've been getting, but also Allstate, right?
Allstate.
That come out today?
I think so. I haven't checked yet. I might have gotten it.
I saw it on Twitter today. I mean, whatever's on Twitter is true, but it's like 53 people. It's Max Preps, Allstate in the state of Texas.
Oh,
You're on there.
Deserve it.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's the first time hearing about it, but I'm not surprised at all.
No.
I sent it to you on Twitter.
Good job. I mean, I expected it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to give you my login to Twitter, and you can run Gameday's Twitter. I just don't know about this Twitter stuff.
If it happened to a Tiger, Billy knows about it. I mean,
yeah, we were. Somebody said, "Yeah, man, if Billy was at a college, the NCAA'd have their eyes on Billy." Like, what's Billy doing?
Have I ever given you a penny? No.
This dude's he's everywhere, doing everything, has all the access.
Outside of that amazing team dinner, team dinners was great though.
I tried to come to one time, and he's like, "No, man."
You weren't fast enough.
Yeah, they're closed sessions.
That's right.
Closed session. I'm just excited. I wanted to have you on today. I mean, you're the last one out of this class to kind of leave for college. I'm just super excited for you. I want to see you one last time before you leave. Want to make fun of you one last time. Pull the photo up. No, I'm just kidding.
Nope. Y'all supposed to delete that last time. See,
that photo stays around till it's paid to go away. You know what I'm saying? Wait about 3 years. You know, I'm like, Clayton, man, you gonna do something with this? It's gonna be hard getting in the College Football Hall of Fame with this photo out there.
There's always the portal in year 2. That's right.
Portal to the league.
yeah, exactly.
Tell us what's Lincoln Riley like?
He's a great guy, man. Great coach, young coach. Probably the best coach of his age in college football right now. And I love his scheme. I love his personality. I love what he's bringing to Oklahoma football. And I feel like the culture that he's brought around us is going to go a long way.
Look forward to meeting him.
Oh yeah.
And kicking it with him. Absolutely. You know,
Hanging out.
I'm hanging out in his office. You know, maybe if they were smart, they go ahead and hire your boy. Let me take over Oklahoma marketing department. You know,
Oklahoma game day.
We do Oklahoma game day. We go ahead and they can fund Texas game day.
Yeah.
We can funnel those kids to Oklahoma. You know.
Oh yeah. Hey, it all works out.
Lincoln, holler at your boy. I mean, got a plan. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back. More Clayton Smith.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
We're back here live at Walk-On's Texarkana Game Day, and we're live with Clayton Smith, and we got Coach James Hawkins joining us tonight. Coach,
thanks for having me.
We're happy to have you here. Coach, talk a little bit about this guy sitting beside you.
Great kid. Like I told him before, he's one of those ones that's hard to replace. And it's not even about what he's done for us on the football field as a program. It's just what he does off the field as well as in the classroom. So he's going. All those guys know they got big shoes to fill.
And we talked a little bit about that on the last segment, and you talk about being replaced, and there's no way you replace him, but there's a stable of guys there, and we talked about Derek Brown getting all these offers right now, and one that we hadn't mentioned, Braxton White, gonna fit right in. What are you doing with that D line, Coach? That you are working with those guys and getting them ready like you are.
Like I tell people, it's not a one-man show. Every coach that we have on our staff has played a tremendous part in this gentleman next to me. The co-coordinator, A.J. Wilson, our strength and conditioning guy, Stan Kimball, and the list goes on and on. So it's just not me, and I always tell people that I'm just fortunate and been blessed enough to coach these guys. So
it's always good to have that strength and conditioning coach that'll build these guys up and put that weight on their frame for sure.
Coach, when you first got him, I assume as a freshman, did you see him progressing the way he has, becoming the number one linebacker in the state?
He ran from me. and the crazy thing is, guys, I didn't even have him as a freshman. Yeah. He played safety as a freshman. Yeah. So I had the Jalen Greens and the rest of those guys, Christian Charrettes. I didn't have him.
So you didn't see that.
I didn't. I always told him, hey, I'm gonna end up having you.
Yeah.
He was like, no. I said, I promise you, I'm gonna end up having you. So, but to answer your question, you knew that the kid was gonna be good. But like I say, hard work and dedication, it takes you a long way, and it's the things that this young man has done that has placed him in the position that he's in today.
And I think a lot of it is off the field. A true leader in every sense of the word, a guy that saw his bag, saw where he wanted to go in life, saw what he wanted to do, and knew that he wasn't there yet. And it takes guys like you and those guys that you talked about, and Coach Stanford and really all of them into getting him where he is today. And talk a little bit about the coaching staff and what they've meant to you, Clayton.
Man, those aren't coaches, man. Those are family. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Since freshman year when we got here, they took us under their wing and treated us like their own. And you can't find that. That's rare to find, a lot of schools. And I'm just fortunate enough to have that coaching staff behind me to push me to where I am today.
Well, it's funny to hear people from the outside in, talk about the coaches, and Coach, you were one of the ones that I've heard about as far as just during those practices. You're going to be the first one on them, but you're going to be the first one to pat them on the back, tell them great job, and go from there. How do you balance, and how are you able to determine? Because I know that there's some kids you can push a little bit harder than others, but how are you able to determine that, and where does Clayton on that? Can you get on Clayton, or does Clayton or
you get on Clayton? I can answer that.
This is my big thing. I think if you do not know your kids, that'll be something hard to do. When know the ones you can get on to and how to get on them. My big thing is, as a coach, I try to build relationships with my guys. And so by me doing that, I know the ones that can take it during this moments, and I know the guys that I need to pull back on and love up on. Right. It's no limits with him.
Yeah.
And those are the type of guys, you got to have a guy like that can take it. And I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of them that can do it.
And on teams like that player helps everybody else get stronger, because they know, man, if I mess up, or if I don't listen, or if I don't show up to practice on time, or if I don't have my right socks packed, they know where that standard is. Even though, like you said, you've developed that relationship. There's some that you can come down on and say, hey, listen, you're better than this. And then there's some that you sort of just have to, bring them along with.
I tell Clayton, I've had several conversations with him during practice, and I was like, look, I'm on you, because if they see me allowing you to get away with it, then they're going to try. So one day in particular, he comes out with just tights on. And so I see him running down to the end zone where the defensive meet, and I'm like, what in the world do you have on? I said, turn around and go and
Just
change.
showing out.
Change. I said, now you want to be individual. Now I'm going to have to treat you like an individual. So, but me and him have a good enough relationship. He knows how far to take me.
Yeah.
And I know what I can, how the ins and outs of Mr. Smith right here. So.
Well, and I'll tell you what, and I saw this online the other day, and it's if they know that you love them, they can take whatever you're willing to dish out.
They'll run through a brick wall too.
And I'm telling you that this guy right here, they love him. And it's, you hear Clayton say family, and that's what it is. And we talk about it, and it's like that at Pleasant Grove. It's like that at Arkansas High, and it's got to be like that. Your culture has to be like that in order to get better. It doesn't have to be like that, but it's got to be like that in order to allow those coaches to coach. And you got parents that don't want those coaches coaching hard, but the kids can take it if they know that those guys love them.
Exactly.
And
Coach, that also tells me a lot about you as a coach and what you get done out there, because I've had coaches in the past tell me, I treat all my kids the same.
No, that's a lie.
I look at them in their face and I tell them, I said, if you treat them all the same, you do not get the best out of your team. And that is the facts. And you telling me you don't treat them all the same lets me know you probably get the best out of your players.
Well, the thing what people have to realize, that's what they think everyone wants to hear, that I treat everybody the same. Yeah. I tell my guys, I'm not treating you the same because you're not the same. Now, I'm going to treat you right. Now, that's a difference, treating everybody the same and versus treating someone right. I'm going to treat them right, but I'm not going to treat them the same because they're not the same people.
Oh, absolutely. I've had pitchers in the old days that if I romped on them, they were done. I had to pull them. I had to pull them off the mound playing baseball, switching sport. But there's some I get on them, and they're just mow them down. You got to know who you're talking to.
That's him.
That's him.
That's him.
But like you talk about, it's good to have that guy where you can get on him and everybody else like, hey, I need to watch my P's and Q's. I need to do what he's doing to get where he is. And we talked about it earlier is when you got a guy like that, I said the biggest thing for a Derek Brown and for a Braxton White is to have a guy in front of them like that is like, hey, that's where I want to be. This is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to follow his lead.
I tell those guys all the time, this is you guys' blueprint. Now, you see where he went wrong in the areas he went wrong, and you see where he excelled. Follow that. And where he came up short, you know how to fix it. And it's just it's great to have him. Like I said, I'm gonna hate that he's leaving, but I know he's going to better and better, bigger and better things, and I'm happy for him.
Anything, Jay?
I'm excited for Clayton, and just as we have interviewed more and more coaches, the area schools are so fortunate to have coaches and those leaders of the teams available, and that part of me makes me so excited for our surrounding schools.
Absolutely, the things that those coaches do day to day that everybody else shows up when those lights turn on Friday night and sees the wins and the losses, but they don't see the going to pick the guys up, just everything that goes on at every school, and we're so blessed to have leaders, and that's what coaches are in our city, in the surrounding areas like that. So kudos to you and your staff. Appreciate and to Clayton, man, we wish you the best. I know I can speak for Morgan and everybody else that man, we want you to go and do great things and come back to Texarkana often and just take Texarkana with you and represent us well like we know you will. And man, we appreciate both of y'all being on tonight. And man, y'all coach the rest of the way. I know you got track going right now, and we hope the best for y'all. But man, I guess we'll wrap it up tonight live here from Walk-Ons, and don't know when our next show